Hello, my loves. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, I am Johanna Burkhardt. I am a spiritual teacher and healer and intuitive. And I am so happy and appreciative that you are here and that you have found me. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 stages of an awakening. And we're going to talk a little bit about what a spiritual awakening is, just a little bit, because I have a whole nother video on that topic. But I really want to give you the finite points of how to move through your awakening and what each stage along that path means and how we can sometimes repeat this cycle over and over again. This information will help you to not get stuck in the mud or feeling like you're in that Ferris wheel effect where you're just not moving forward, but you just keep experiencing the same thing over and over again. So a spiritual awakening is really misunderstood. Oftentimes people just only associate it with having extrasensory abilities or communicating with the afterlife, or having psychic or oracle senses, or being a healer even. And yes, it can be those things. It definitely is those things. But a spiritual awakening is essentially you opening up to awareness of all things, right? We start to become super present and we start to become aware of our thoughts, our beliefs, the things that we've experienced or done in our own life. We start to become aware of subtle energies. So this is feeling our loved ones, experiencing those signs and synchronicities, right? But at the end of the day, it is our awareness expanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And we are here to learn lessons and evolve our soul to expand, not just for ourselves, but for humanity as a whole. And so we do have 4 stages that can really help us identify where we are on that journey, and the process. Okay, so let's dive into those. So stage number 1. This is victim. Not a fun stage, but when we wake up, sometimes we can be super angry, right? Or even super sad, and we can find ourselves in that victim mentality. So this is where we have a hard time understanding why any God or source energy would want us to struggle or suffer. We start to have disclosure, right? Where we start realizing what's in our foods, what the government's feeding us, the bullshit there, you know what I mean? We start feeling powerless and hopeless. That how can this one person change all of these things that are outside of our control? And we get into this blame, victim mentality that it's nothing that we can do, it's outside of our control. And let me just tell you, there's nothing wrong with this phase. This is actually a very good phase because you're introduced and you become aware to more and more things. We heal stage 1 through forgiveness and learning how to use our energy for intention. And we take back our power when we give our energy direction and we find what is our responsibility and how to take action with that. And so if you find yourself in that stage, or even if you want to revisit it again and really help yourself work with the tools of forgiveness and intention setting, you can check the link below. I have a beautiful free, very small compact ebook that really helps move you through some of those steps. It is an abbreviated version of something that's in one of my books or that will be coming out. But I really want to share that with you because even the small amount that I'm giving you in this free ebook is really going to help you move through those processes. Okay. So let's keep going. Stage 2, surrender, right? We hear so much about surrender, and it's so misunderstood as well. Surrender really is that deep divine acceptance of what is and where you are and who you are, and the things that have happened for you, not to you, because they've essentially built you. But something that my collective team that I work with has told me time and time again is you cannot receive until you accept. And if we think about this in the form of cash, right? If someone's trying to hand you a $100 bill, you have to open up your hand and accept it before you can receive it. Okay? And so surrender really is about not holding on so tightly and having everything mean something. We just simply open our hand and become neutral about it and allow it to come and go if it pleases, and just enter into the state of, this is beautiful and it's what is, but I'm okay if it changes and I'm okay if it stays. So surrender, neutrality, acceptance, all the same energy. We learn how to just accept who we are. Oftentimes we don't like it, or accept where we are. Again, oftentimes we don't like it. But acceptance is the key, right? Awareness is the door. Acceptance is the key. And this is where we begin to open ourselves up. And we enter into stage 3, which is that infamous flow, right? We hear people talk about it all the time. Oh, just flow with it, or go with the flow. What the hell does that mean? Flow is a state of moving with the energy, moving with the harmonics, with the flow of what is, following our intuition, listening to our heart, not getting trapped up here in our mind. And our ego is not something that we need to shut up. Our ego is not something that needs to die or be avoided. The key is learning to work with our ego, with our inner children, with those negative Nelly voices that can sometimes appear in our mind, because they really are here to help us. So when we learn to come into harmony with all parts of our being, right? All parts of ourselves, and we come into that divine acceptance and harmony, we enter into the state of flow. And flow is where manifestation happens very quickly. Flow is when your life begins to accelerate very quickly, and everything you have ever dreamed of starts to fall into place. It doesn't mean that we don't still have obstacles. It doesn't mean that we still don't have lessons to learn, but we learn to flow within all scenarios, right? All right, now let's go on to stage number 4, and that's embodiment. It's also considered enlightenment, but I really have a different take on enlightenment than most spiritual influencers out there. Embodiment to me is when we have practiced our new steps, right? Our new patterning, our new programming, our new way of being, so much so that they become a part of who we are. Just like when we're learning to ride a bike or walk or any of those things, practice makes perfect. And before you know it, we're doing it without even thinking. That's embodiment. Embodiment is becoming one with all that is. Embodiment is becoming one with all parts and pieces of you. So to reach embodiment, that means that each and every time a new experience or a new lesson comes to you, it is an opportunity for you to put the new tools into practice, right? To choose love instead of fear, and to really practice until it becomes second nature to you. And that's the stage 4. And listen, we will throughout this journey go through all of these stages over and over and over again until we really learn and embody all aspects and things that we are meant to learn here. And so this is the 4 essential things that will really help you progress through your spiritual awakening. If you have any questions about this, please comment below and let me know how this helped you understand your awakening. And don't forget to grab that free guide to really liberate you from that victim mentality, help you step into that energy of forgiveness, and really learn to set those really nice, grounded, good intentions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell to get notified in case I go live. So thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.